Hello, friends. Thank you for supporting This Day in Jack Benny. I'm John Henderson. This is not a regular episode of the Jack Benny program, but a bonus episode in which Jack Benny is the guest on a program called This Is My Best.
This is My Best, America's greatest stars in the world's best stories.
Well, I don't know a better one than Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Disney didn't write the story, of course, and neither did the brothers Grimm. Maybe it really happened. Whatever the facts of the matter, it surely belongs on This Is My Best.
This episode is called Babes in the Woods from May 29th, 1945. It was written by Robert Riley Crutcher, who's best remembered today for writing a handful of episodes for the 60s TV show Bewitched.
Well, I mean, unless you're absolutely sure you know the right spell. I wouldn't want you to end up in the wrong century.
And this story is about a writer. Jack Benny plays a writer who won the Oscar for Best Screenplay in 1944. In real life, Frank Butler and Frank Cavett won that Academy Award for writing the Bing Crosby movie Going My Way. Jack Benny's movie The Horn Blows at Midnight didn't win any awards. So pour yourself a glass of wine and enjoy the show.
Now listen to Jack Benny in Robert Riley Crutcher's Best in Radio, Babes in the Woods, on Cresta Blanca's This Is My Best. This is My Best, America's greatest stars in the world's best stories. Presented each week by Shenley's Cresta Blanca wine. Wine of friendly nature, pride of the vintner's art, symbol of hospitality. Compliment to honored guests. A wine to serve proudly, saying, "This is my best. This is Cresta Blanca." C-R-E-S-T-A, B-L-A-N-C-A. Cresta Blanca. Cresta Blanca. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is James Wallington, your Cresta Blanca host. We are proud that tonight's program has been chosen for rebroadcast overseas. We had prepared several pages of introductions for our star tonight, but we found that millions know him for his Sunday night broadcast, his motion pictures. He can currently be seen in the Warner Brothers production, The Horn Blows at Midnight. GIs know him, too, for his overseas jaunts to entertain our soldiers. His name, Jack Benny, who will be heard tonight as Kenneth Maxwell in Robert Riley Crutcher's amusing best story, Babes in the Woods. And so, Cresta Blanca presents Jack Benny on This Is My Best. If you live in Hollywood and saw the movie trade papers this morning, you probably noticed the following items. Kenneth Maxwell, Academy Award winner for the best screenplay of 1944, trains east today for the Broadway production of his new play, Babes in the Woods, which Maxwell will produce and direct. Sandra Starling, star of his last two pictures, accompanies him to New York, where they will wed. Well, I know them both, and I wish them all the luck in the world. He'll need it.
Why? That's what I want to know. Why? If you could get one train reservation, why couldn't you have gotten two?
Sandra, darling, I tried
You tried. Didn't you tell him we were engaged, that we were going to be married as soon as we got to New York?
Yes.
I would like to be there for my own wedding.
Dearest, I was hopeless without you. If the ticket agent had only seen how beautiful and lovely you are, he would have given us anything.
Oh, well, I suppose I should have gone with you. You really think he would have done it for me?
They'll call you the moment there's a reservation available. Meanwhile, I can get some very important business and production problems out of the way. Excuse me a minute.
How do you do, Mr. Maxwell? I understand you are producing a play.
Yes.
Strange as it may seem, I happen to be at liberty at the moment. I've had 40 years' experience as a juvenile. Surely you've seen my picture, Rose of the South.
I seem to recall the aroma. I'm very sorry, but I'm not casting my play until I get to New York. Good day.
Dinner is served.
I beg your pardon?
Dinner is served. I also do butler parts, Mr. Maxwell.
So do I. Mr. Maxwell is not at home.
Yes. It's a long-distance call from New York.
Thank you, dear. Hello? Yes? The which? The Cute and Clever Kitties Dramatic School? Yes, I got all your wires, but I don't want any cute and clever kitties. What? I know my play is called Babes in the Woods, but they're not that kind of babes. Not that kind of woods, either. Madam, I'm sorry. I'm late for my train. Goodbye.
Really, Ken, you'll have to do something before I get to New York. I simply will not have my honeymoon cluttered up with these frustrated hands.
Darling, don't give it another thought. The moment I arrive at the Grand Central Station, I'll have everything under control.
Attention, please. Train leaving New York for Pittsburgh, Chicago, and points west on track 5.
Hey, mister, do me a favor, will you?
What?
Would you mind doing me a favor?
Certainly, if I can.
Look, this here's my kid, Patsy.
Well, how do you do, Patsy?
Why ain't you in uniform?
A lovely child.
Oh, she's smart, all right, too smart. You see, it's like this. I'm in defense work. I'm a key man, and I'm being shipped to the West Coast, and I got to get on that train. You see, mister, I got nobody to leave her with, so I put her in a home.
Well, look,
You know, a boarding house for kids, see?
Uh-huh.
But she comes down here to say goodbye, and now I got no time to take her back. Mister, I want you should put her in a cab and send her back home. Here, I'll give you the dough.
No, never mind. I'll be glad to do it.
Oh, that's swell of you. I wrote the address on a ration book and put it in her purse. Thanks a lot. So long, Patsy. Be a good kid.
Okay, goodbye.
Well, so long, Patsy. I'll find a nice, pretty yellow cab for you. And then you can go for a wonderful ride. Won't that be grand?
No.
What's the name of this home where you're staying?
I won't tell you.
I'll get you something nice. What would you like?
A baby brother.
Well, I walked into that one. I meant anything except a baby brother.
A baby sister.
Where was I? Oh, yes. Tell me the name of your home, dear.
No, I don't like it there. I won't go back and you can't make me. You ain't my daddy.
You shouldn't say I ain't your daddy. You know better than that. Now, let me see your address on your ration book. Here, give me your purse.
No, let go of my purse. Let go of my purse.
Shh, people are staring.
Give me back my purse. Give me back my purse.
Hey, what's going on here?
Oh, hello, officer. Hello.
Did you try to snatch that kid's purse?
Well, certainly not. Do I look like the kind of a man who goes around taking money from little children? Ridiculous. All I wanted was her ration book. That's all.
Her ration book, is it? Well, maybe you'd like to come down to the station and try our canned goods.
It's perfectly all right. You see, she's my little girl. Come, dear. Taxi! Here's one.
I don't want to ride in this taxi cab. I want to ride in that one with a pretty girl driving it.
You're going to ride in this cab whether you like it or... Hey, she is pretty, isn't she? I mean, of course, if it'll make you happy. Taxi?
Yes, sir. Where to?
Here's $5. I want you to take this charming young lady to, you'll find the address in her purse. Goodbye, Patsy. Remember what your daddy told you. Be a good girl.
Daddy, don't leave me. Don't send me back to the orphan's home. Oh, please don't, Daddy.
Hey, just a minute, you. What's this orphan's home routine?
Oh, she's not my child.
No?
No.
And why is she calling you Daddy?
I don't know. Patsy, what's the matter? You know I'm not your daddy.
Uh-huh. But you said I shouldn't say you ain't my daddy.
That's right. You shouldn't say I ain't. But the point is, I ain't. I mean, where's that address?
I don't want to go back there.
Where is it?
I tore it off and ate it.
You what?
Now, see here, mister, there's something behind this.
Yeah, if she doesn't behave, I'm going straight to the bottom of it, too.
If you strike that child, I'll call the police.
I'm not going to strike her. I simply want to get rid of her.
Do you know you can get 10 years for abandoning a child?
Young woman, I am a bachelor. It's very embarrassing to have a child on my hands. She belongs in a home where she will be very well taken care of.
That's a man for you, tossing his responsibilities to the wind and breathing on his way to more adventures. You ought to be horsewhipped.
I'm trying to explain to you that this is not my child.
Is that so?
Oh, it's you, officer.
You told me this was your little girl.
Well, yes, she was. But right now she is. I mean, she wasn't. Look, we're leaving. The Hudson Arms Hotel, please.
I'm sleepy.
Well, as soon as we get up to my apartment, you can take a nap while I do some telephoning.
Yes, sir?
I'm Kenneth Maxwell. You have my reservation for a suite.
Oh, yes, Mr. Maxwell, the bridal suite, but,
But what?
you didn't mention that you had a child.
Now, look, don't you start that. Look, did you or did you not accept my reservation for the bridal suite?
Yes, but we were hardly expecting a child bride.
This is very silly. Well, let's be reasonable. Does this little girl look like anything like me?
Well, no, she doesn't.
Of course she doesn't. She belongs to friends of mine. I brought her a present from Hollywood, and I want to take her upstairs while I get it out of my luggage.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I'll get your keys at once.
What did you bring me from Hollywood, Daddy? A baby brother?
Daddy? Did she say Daddy?
No, Laddie. She's a little Scotch girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to go elsewhere.
But-
Good day, sir.
Patsy,
Oh, you again.
I knew they wouldn't take the kids. Where do you want to be turned down next?
Let's try the Park Plaza. And this time, will you please keep Patsy in the cab until I get the room?
Oh, no. You're not deserting any kid in my cab. And I can tell you right now they won't take kids at the Park Plaza.
There must be some place in town that'll accept children.
Yes, the maternity ward, but they won't accept you.
No, I'm sorry. No kids, no pets, no rooms.
Kid, are you calling this midget a kid?
No midgets, no kids, no pets, no rooms.
Midnight. We've covered every place in town. What are you supposed to do with children these days? Refuse delivery?
I'm sleepy. When are we going, Daddy? Bye.
I don't know, Patsy. It seems there's a feeling covering everything but us.
Look, maybe I'm a sucker, but, well, I work all night, and you can take the kid to my apartment.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm exhausted.
I'm not doing it for you, you baby abandoner. I'm doing it for your poor little child.
I'm afraid you'll have to sleep in your whatchamacallit tonight, Patsy. If you want me, I'll be on the couch in the next room.
Tell me a story.
I've told so many tonight, I can't think of any more.
I can't go to sleep without a story.
All right. Let me see. Once upon a time in Hollywood, there was a big, bad wolf. And, no, you better say your prayers and go to bed.
Aren't you going to say them with me?
Well, I haven't said them for quite some time.
Why? Did you get everything you wanted?
Well, we shouldn't always ask for things, Patsy. We should express gratitude for what we have and ask God to make us good.
Daddy, you're already good.
Well, thank you, dear, but I think perhaps there's a little room for improvement. I'll say them with you.
Well, kneel down beside me. Put your hands in front of your face and bow your head.
Like this?
Uh-huh. Jesus, tender shepherd, hear me. Through the darkness, be thou near me. Keep me safe till morning light. And bless my new daddy, too. And please don't let him send me back to the home. Because I love him so. Thanks a lot. Amen.
Amen.
What's the matter, Daddy?
Nothing, just a little smoke in my eyes, I guess. Come here, get in my lap. That's the girl. La 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 la. It's 8 o'clock. Wake up. I'm going to give you a nice hot bath, darling, and then...
Thank you, dear, but I've already had one.
Oh, I thought... Where's Patsy?
Getting dressed. Breakfast will be ready in 3 minutes. Orange juice, sausages, waffles, and coffee. How's that sound?
Not better than that menu last night. Cold shoulder and that other thing.
Now, I'm terribly ashamed of myself. After I left you last night, I went back to the station to talk to the reporters. And they told me about... It was splendid of you to look after Patsy. And after breakfast, I'll try and help you find her home.
Well, there's really no rush.
Oh. Why should you be bothered with her? She's not yours. That's what those homes are for.
I know, but she dreads going back there. You see, I had a rather miserable night. thinking. If I had a child like Patsy, well, I don't believe I could stand the thought of her being unhappy.
I like you, Mr. Maxwell.
Ken. Thank you, Miss,
Diane.
Diane. What?
I'm saying.
Oh.
What?
Nothing. Hey, you haven't been driving a cab very long, have you?
Oh, you noticed that. But I'm getting better. Really, I am. This morning, I almost got a pedestrian.
Really?
Now, the trouble with me is I haven't been allowing for deflection. You see, you have to leave the target and...
Here,
and then...
sit down beside me. Let me see your hands.
Why?
Look at them. Those aren't the hands of a taxi driver. They're soft and fragile and delicate as a cloud. Beautiful. They don't look like they've ever done a hard day's work.
Neither do yours.
Well, that's because of the kind of work I do. I write plays. Sometimes I play the violin. Plays mostly. I just dabble with the violin.
Oh, you also work pretty fast, don't you?
Yeah. About Patsy now.
You know, if you want to adopt her, there'll be a lot of red tape. You'll have to notify the police.
I'll see if she's dressed. Patsy, are you dressed?
Yes, Daddy. I'm making my bed.
Never mind the bed. We'll do it after we've seen the police. Hurry, dear. Now, lead me to that breakfast.
Yeah, the coffee will be ready in a second.
I better go and get it. Patsy! Patsy! Diane, she's gone.
What? What?
Well, here.
Here's a note on the dresser.
Let me have it. Dear Daddy, I love you, even if you don't love me. I guess it is. Something, police. Great heavens, she thought I was going to turn her over to the police.
Oh, the poor little kid. Where'll she go? How are we going to find her?
Well, she isn't here, and she won't go back to the home. That eliminates 2 places out of 7 million.
You are listening to Jack Benny in Babes in the Woods on Costa Blanca's This Is My Best. The jolly but unlooked-for guest full often proves to be the best. How very true that is. But haven't you noticed that often the informal dinner party created on the spur of the moment is usually a great success? It is especially true if the hostess is prepared with some extra charming touch to make the unlooked-for guest feel that special preparations have been made for his enjoyment. That extra charming touch may be a fine wine, such as Costa Blanca California Sauterne, served with the dinner. For this excellent Sauterne lends a gay, a friendly note to even the most informal meal. Alive with golden highlights, it has a delicate aroma all its own. Served with dinner, Costa Blanca Sauterne is a compliment to your guests and always adds extra zest to fine food. It is especially delightful when served well chilled. You are sure to enjoy Costa Blanca Sauterne, for it has been the crust of quality in wine since 1889. Now, This Is My Best brings you the second act of Babes in the Woods, starring Jack Benny. Ken and Diane, in their frantic search for the missing Patsy, have been making the rounds of the police station.
No, mister, no. Can't you understand English? We haven't got your little girl. We've got burglars, pickpockets, firebugs, panhandlers, forgers, card sharps, cracksmen, shoplifters, counterfeiters, vagrants, yakes, and bunco men, but we haven't got your kid.
Well, I'll leave my phone number. And don't forget her description. Soft, dark hair that falls down around her shoulders. Blue eyes with long, curly lashes. A cute little nose and lusciously formed lips.
Yes, mister. I'll notify you as soon as we pick up Hetty Lamar.
Come on, Diane. There's a chance, just a chance, she went back to the house.
Well, there's only one more place to try. Mrs. Fluff's boarding house for children. Down this street. If she isn't there, why don't you give up? You're wearing yourself out. You have so much work ahead of you on that play.
The what? Oh, yes, the play. How can I concentrate on a play when Patsy may be wandering around the city somewhere cold and hungry?
Well, then I'm afraid you'll have to go on without me.
Diana, now please don't leave me. I couldn't do anything without you. I need you.
Oh, Ken.
You're the most precious thing in the world to me.
Oh, Ken, do you mean that?
Of course I mean it. I'd be helpless without a taxi cab.
Oh. In that case, I'll turn on the meter.
Did I say something that hurt you?
No.
Oh. Well, you looked at me just when your eyes were so cold.
Were they?
Oh, they're usually very soft and warm and exciting.
They are?
Diane,
Yes.
I don't know just how to say it. Since I've known you,
Yes?
Well, what I'm trying to put into words, is that
Yes?
Well, you're the only...
Here's Mrs. Schlupp.
I don't want any.
Pardon me, do you have a child here named Patsy?
Patsy? Patsy. How many teeth you got in front?
All except one. Down here on the left,
Oh, the southpaw. Yes, she's back. Why?
Thank heavens, I've come to take her away.
Okay, I'll get 'em ready.
Thank you, Them?
Yes, them. Patsy's brothers and sisters. If you don't want no child of yours here, you can take 'em, all 5 of 'em.
5? 5? Diane!
All right, kiddies. Here's the apartment.
I want some candy. I want a hanky. I'm thirsty. I'm sleepy. I'm empty. I'm hungry.
I'm groggy. Company, fall in. Count off.
Charlotte, Ashley, Melanie, Rex, Patsy.
How did that Yankee get in there? No Patsy and Gone with the Wind.
Folks must have seen a double feature.
Diane, what am I going to do with them all?
Oh, I can sleep here in my apartment, but I don't know where we'll put you.
Don't worry about me. I'll just loosen my collar and hang myself on the coat tree. Diane, you're a peach. I love you. But how the devil am I going to look after them? I'll be at the theater all hours.
Take them to the theater with you.
No, that wouldn't work. All my attention will be on the stage.
Then put them on the stage.
On the stage?
Yeah, in the play. Why not?
5 kids? What am I doing? The Life of Candor?
Well, didn't you say one of the women is supposed to have 2 children?
Yes,
Well,
but...
that settles it. You're the author. Simply write in 3 more.
But she can't have 5 kids. She's only 22.
That's what she says.
There are only supposed to be 2 kids who cause a lot of trouble.
5 will cause that much more. You ought to know. And it'll strengthen the plot.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Hang it all, yes. I'll do it. I can kill 2 birds with 1 brush. I can give all my attention to the stage and still keep an eye on the kids. Diane, what would I do without you? I love you.
Better be careful. That's twice you've said that.
Well, I love you twice as much.
Oh, Ken. When should we be married?
Married? Diane, I'm afraid.
Darling, this apartment will be much too small for all of us, but I know just the place. I saw the cutest little house in Flatbush.
Look.
Ken, think of it. A little home with me and a white picket fence running around it.
Diane, wait. Look. Diane, there's something I have to tell you.
And it has a lawn, too. You know, grass. And you won't believe it, a swinging gate. Oh, I can see you now. You're coming home from the theater, and I'm waiting for you at the door. I take your arm and help you up the steps.
Am I that old?
Oh, of course not. Of course not, silly. You've had a hard day. You're all tuckered out.
See, I'm all in. Diane, please, I have to explain. Look, I dread telling you this, Diane, but you see, I'm already...
Already what?
Look, the kids are hungry. We better get us something to eat.
All right, let's see what we can scrape up in the kitchen, huh?
Company, forward, march.
Hello, Ken.
Hello. Come on, Kitty. Sandra.
The door was open, so I came on in.
Well, darling, I wasn't expecting you for another week.
Obviously. I called the theater when I arrived, and they said you gave me this address. So these are the production problems you had to take care of. 5 of them.
Sandra, dearest, you're jumping to conclusions. See, the father of these children is a defense worker. He's building...
What's his name?
He's building. Huh?
What's his name?
Oh, he's building planes for his country, is he? Now, I'm merely looking after them. Isn't that right, Patsy?
Uh-huh.
There. And did I ever see you? Any one of you before yesterday?
No, Daddy.
Daddy! Well, don't think you've made a fool out of me. Truth is, I never did love you. I was only sacrificing myself for my career. You were just the means to an end, and this is the end. Goodbye.
Well, that's that. As the fairy stories go, the beautiful princess has removed her mask and revealed herself to be a witch.
Oh, Ken, I didn't know about her. It's all my fault.
Ah, nonsense. I'm glad it happened. I wasn't in love with her. I've known that ever since I've known you.
You mustn't say that.
It's true, Diane. Will you marry an adoring bachelor with 5 kids?
But...
You know, an offer like this doesn't come every day. Think, woman. A bachelor who's wealthy, rich. 6 ration books.
Well, you don't know anything about me. I'm wearing a mask, too.
I'll never take it off. It's beautiful.
It's horrible, Ken. This whole thing was a lie, a plot.
Plot?
I'm not a taxi driver. I'm a dramatic coach. I have a school for children.
Wait a minute. Not that...
Yes, the cute and clever kitty.
I love that name.
I thought it'd help my school if I could place some of them in a Broadway production. I knew you had parts for a couple of children, but you wouldn't answer my wires or listen to me over the phone. I had to do something.
Then you mean that defense worker?
My brother.
And Mrs. Schlupp?
My sister.
I see. In other words, you deliberately...
Yes. I plotted everything. But I didn't dream it would go so far. I didn't know you'd fall in love with me. And I didn't know I'd fall in love with you.
Now, Diane, wait a minute. Now, look, you can't escape things by running away.
All right. I'll stay and face it.
Never mind facing it. Face me. Look at me, Diane. I love you. You know, it was really a very clever idea. In fact, it was a brilliant idea.
Yes, it was. And I can't even take the credit for that. I stole the whole idea from a wonderful short story I read several years ago.
I know, darling. I wrote it.
Dunley's Casablanca wine joins our audience here in Hollywood in applauding Jack Benny for his performance in Babes in the Woods. Casablanca wine has enjoyed bringing you This Is My Best during the past season, and we hope you have been entertained by these programs. Our musical score tonight was composed and conducted by Bernard Katz. Totally different, excitingly dramatic. That's The Doctor Fight, the thrill-packed series of programs which comes to the air next week. Your doctors are fighting in this war, too, fighting to save lives. The dramatic true stories of their heroic exploits on the battlefront is the theme of the series of programs you will hear over Columbia Broadcasting Stations at this same time beginning next week. Tune in The Doctor Fight with Cary Grant as next week's brilliant guest star. And remember, whenever you dine, dine with wine, and make it the best wine. C-R-E-S-T-A, C-L-A-N-C-A. Cresta Blanca. Cresta Blanca.